Hey there guys, I wanted to put out this quick update video because Mark Uter has just posted the patch preview with the changes for patch 10.24, which is most likely coming out on Tuesday, November 24th. And I just wanted to quickly run through these with you and tell you why I think there's some important and some of them kind of weird changes. So first off, you'll notice in the nerfs that they are nerfing pretty much every AP item out there. This seems to be the pain point for almost all the new players and all the new items. Everyone thinks that APs are very strong, which is true. People with Riftmaker and Liandry's and Demonic are insane, and they're also nerfing Eclipse and Blade of Ruin King by upping it by 2 seconds and then 100 gold and 5 less attack speed. So I think this is really good. These are great changes, but I'm not sure about this change about the Hextech Rocket Belt. Because the Rocket Belt as is barely gets bought. It's not very useful. The movement speed effect is kind of weird since most people don't need it. And they're lowering the damage to keep it in line with the other new major items, but Rocket Belt as is right now can't one-shot a minion wave, which is really, really interesting. So I'm surprised to go with that nerf. I kind of thought it would get a nerf and a buff, like keep it in line with the other major items as damage and giving it a buff to means a monster damage, but it is what it is. These buffs though are very interesting. So the tier now gives you 90 more base mana and got rid of 90 scaling mana from the stack. So overall it's just a buff because you get more mana flat out and you get to ramp your tier up much faster to get the item you want. And tier's been really underwhelming, honestly, so I think it's a good buff. And Cosmic Drive got 5 more AP. That's pretty nice just to entice people to buy it more. I'm surprised they went with healing no longer reduced for AoE abilities against monsters for the AP jungle item, or for jungle item I guess in general now. Because AP junglers really aren't struggling at all with both clear and sustain, so it's a really interesting choice. In fact, if you look at win rates, tanks and AP jungles and people who have naturally good clear are the ones flourishing. So surprised they didn't make some sort of adjustment for AD jungles like poor Rengar and stuff like that, who are really bottom of the barrel right now. And then buffing Kraken Slayer was also a bold move. Thankfully, they were really small about it, by only giving it 5 more AD. And then 0.15 bonus AD scaling, so that's good because Kraken is a really problematic item and can be really crazy in the right hands with the right synergies of Rage Blade, Massey, and Vayne and stuff like that. Essence Reaver going up 10 AD, that's pretty nice. I mean, I guess not enough people buying it. I kind of like it, especially on Ezreal. Phantom Dancer went down 200 gold and the buff duration went up 1 more second. That's cool, really entice people to buy it. Not enough people buy it, but then again, it is really situational and it's a lot of attack speed. So you end up overcapping your attack speed by quite a bit unless you have lethal. Moonstone Renewer, nice. That honestly needs a buff because Moonstone Renewer is a cool item, but it really only works on like Sona or super spammy champions. And even then, it's like Mandate just does so much damage and does so much more. Why would I not buy Mandate over at Moonstone? I definitely want them to see Moonstone with more play on Enchanties. Mandate everything is kind of ridiculous for its supports. Prowler's Claw went up 5 AD. Honestly, I think that's crazy because Prowler's is the best statted item in the class of assassins. Gives the most lethality, has really good stats, and the mythic bonus passive is that for every other legendary you get 5 more lethality. So honestly, I thought assassins should be going Prowlers for the most part anyways, and not even just assassins. Some people who just want lethality are going Prowlers instead of the most lethality and the lethality mythic passive. But giving it more AD to me seems kind of nuts. It honestly looks like a good item to begin with. Serpent's Fang, I like Serpent's Fang. It's just a situational item when there's shields. More shield damage, hey, I'll take it. That's great. Break those shields faster, you know. And then they also put out some small champion changes as well here. So obviously we have some outliers like Hecarim, Kayle, and Amumu have really been outperforming on this patch, absolutely shredding people. So it's good to cut back on a lot of their power here. Like Kayle's passive attack speed going down from 10 to 5% per 100 AP because she has got a lot more AP nowadays. Hecarim going down on his passive AD from his movement speed, and his movement speed on his E is pretty huge too. Amumu's change, it's not that big. It adds up for sure. But the reason why they went weaker on Amumu's nerf is because they know that they're already nerfing most of Amumu's items with the hot fix yesterday. Sunfire, nerfing Demonic and Liandry's today. They already nerfed almost all of Amumu's items, so it's a good thing to go weakish on his nerf. And these buffs are pretty interesting too, like buffing Galio and Tryndamere. I honestly think Tryndamere is pretty good. It seems like he's not in terms of win rate and other people playing him. I feel like maybe people are just playing him with the wrong build. I thought he was pretty nice. And Galio passive not scaling with haste just makes sense, but it's also going to be devastating with how low cooldown that is. And yeah, that's about it. There's not really much more to talk about here, but except for this patch looks pretty good. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited and enjoying preseason as much as I am. And remember that this patch will most likely come out on November 24th, Tuesday, as with all the patch schedules are usually 2 weeks apart. But with that, guys, I don't have much more to say. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it. It pushed new faces and more people. And, you know, I really been loving the recent love and support you guys have been giving me. And tell me your comments. I try to read every single one and show my appreciation for you guys. You guys are awesome, and keep it up. And consider subscribing if you like what I put out here with right news, right updates, and some bonus content here and there. And there's some additional live streams since I'm not doing that too. So that's about it. Just, you know, stay safe out there in this trying times, and for the rest of your day.